أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear audience, Assalamu alaikum. Today's talk is the second talk on the topic of shirk, of invoking other deities besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what is the reason and what is the psychology of the mankind. Why does the mankind ascribe divinity to aught besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is the reason mankind take other creations of the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as gods? Why do they worship other deities besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And I'm going to seek references from the first three verses of the Surah Az-Zumar, which is the 39th Surah of the Kitab-e-Aziz. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Tanzilul Kitabi minallahil Azizil Hakim. The bestowal from on high of this divine writ issues from God, the Almighty, the Wise. Let us concentrate on this opening verse of the Surah Az-Zumar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Tanzilul Kitabi minallahi, that the revelation of this book, the coming and the bestowal of this book, this Al-Kitab, is not an ordinary thing. It is specially has arrived from the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is from the grace and the mercy of the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is not a book written by man. This is a book which has come unto us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Aziz Al-Hakim, the Almighty and the Most Wise. In the verse number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inna anzalna ilaykal kitaba bil haqqi fa'budillaha mukhlishan lahud-din. For behold, it is we who have bestowed this revelation upon you from on high, setting forth the truth. So worship him sincere in your faith in God alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inna anzalna ilaykal kitaba, that we are indeed we are revealing this book unto you. We are bestowing this book unto you, and this coming of this book is with complete truth, utmost truth. Fa'budillaha mukhlishan lahud-din. So become a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, become a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, worship him alone, submit yourself completely to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with utmost sincerity and with complete complete devotion and with genuine faith. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and also the rest of the mankind, so that submit yourself as a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with utmost sincerity, complete devotion, and with the genuine faith. In the verse number 3, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking, Ala lillahi dinul khalis والذين اتخذوا من دونه أولياء ما نعبدهم إلا ليقربونا إلى الله زلفى إن الله يحكم بينهم فيما هم فيه يختلفون إن الله لا يهدي من هو كاذب كفار. Meaning, it is not to God alone that all sincere faith is due, and yet they who take for their protectors aught beside him are wont to say, we worship them for no other reason than they bring us nearer to God. Behold, God will judge between them on resurrection day with regard to all wherein they differ from the truth, for verily God does not grace with his guidance anyone who is bent on lying to himself and is stubbornly ingrate. Let us concentrate on this very meaningful verse of the Kitab-e-Aziz. In this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained the psychology and the mentality of the mankind, that why the mankind take other deities for worshipping besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. why does the mankind turn to other deities, and what is the reason why the mankind fall prey to the trap of the shaitan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking in this verse, Allah lillahi deenul halis. Unquestionably, without any doubt, the sincerity in faith, the complete devotion in faith, the genuine faith and religion is due for only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So is it not to God alone that all sincere faith is due? وَالَّذِي نَتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِهِ أَوْلِيَاءَ. And the people and the individuals who take other other deities for their as their protectors and their for their protections and for their guardianship. What is the reason why they take the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as their protectors or as their guardians? Why they take them as their awliya or as their wali, protector or guardian? This is the reason explained here. Ma na'buduhum illa liyukarribuna ila Allahi zulfa. So by doing this, they think that taking other deities for their protection or for their guardianship, they feel or they have a feeling that that by worshipping them or becoming their slaves or becoming their servants, they could th- these deities might bring them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These deities may bring nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or these deities might mediate or intercede for them, and may bring them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the psychology and the mentality of the mankind. Why do they take other gods? Why do they take other deities? And why do they take protectors and guardians other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking further in this verse, Inna Allah yahkumu bainahum فيما هم فيه يختلفون. Indeed, Allah will judge between them in matters they used to differ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is definitely is the ahkam al hakimin, is going to judge, is going to command, and he's going to decide on the matters in which they differ on the day of judgment. Inna Allah la yahdi man huwa qazibun kafar. Indeed, Allah does not guide those individuals who who tell lies to themselves, who are liars, and who are persistently deny the truth. The kafar, the utter disbeliever, the persistent disbelievers. Allah does not guide the liars and the persistent disbelievers. With this, I am going to close today's talk with a very important message, that the coming of the Al Kitab, the Quran Hakim, Furqan Hamid, is a special gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the Almighty and the most wise, and the sincerity and complete devotion in faith is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And the people or the individuals who take other deities besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as their protectors or their guardians, they think they have a they have a psychology or a mentality, and they feel from inside, and they believe as well that these deities might bring them adjacent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, might bring them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or might mediate for them uh, uh, in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or maybe maybe able to intercede for them. These are the reasons, and they feel like that these deities will will do a favor for them uh, in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But instead, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Inna Allah yahkumu bainahum fima hum fihi yakhtalifun, that Allah will definitely judge between those individuals on matters which they used to differ. And indeed, Allah does not guide those individuals who are liars and they persistently deny the truth. रब्बना ला तुआखिज़ना इन नसीना व अख्ताना रब्बना वला तहमिल अलैना इसरन कमा हमलतहु अलल लज़ीना मिन क़ब्लिना रब्बना वला तुहम्मिलना मा ला ताक़त लना बिह वाफ़ु अन्ना वग़फ़िर लना वरहमना अंत मौलाना फ़ंसुरना अलल क़ौमिल काफ़िरीन ला इलाहा इल्ला अंत सुब्हानका इन्नी कुन्तु मिनज़ ज़ालिमीन जज़ाकुमुल्लाह खैर।